Ian. It's amazing that we've bumped into each other in Cairo.
This coffee shop here in Heliopolis. It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's a small world. Ian, you're involved with Micah 6:8.
That's it. You got the name right.
What's it all about?
Okay, Micah 6:8 obviously comes from my favourite Bible verse, basically, Micah 6 verse 8. So what does the Lord require? To act justly, love mercy and walk humbly. And I've been involved in the Middle East for about 15, 16 years, really because of your introduction, Stephen, I have to say. And my love for the place and for the people right across Palestine and Israel, Jordan and Egypt has led me to develop this new work, which really looks to support mini projects in the region. So I travel to the area to try and find people who are in particular need. They're on the edge, disadvantaged, folks who are disabled, where the church is working with those on the edge. I've been exploring this morning in Cairo, possibly adopting the prison ministry that the Diocese of Egypt actually support. But I'm also involved in Jordan and Israel, Palestine with similar work.
And how do you go about promoting a particular project? Say take the prison ministry. If you decide to take that on here in Cairo, how will you go about it?
My first thing is to actually tell my supporter base that we've got a new project that they can go and have a look at. I upload that information onto the website. I'll give you that in a minute. And so people can kind of lock into the story on the website. And then I set a target. Basically for this year it might be raising £1,000 for clothing or blankets or whatever for that project. I bought sewing machines, I've bought greenhouses in Alexandria, woodwork equipment in Jordan, little practical things that, say, a group of friends, a fellowship group from a church, or indeed a church itself can say, we can adopt that, we can do something physical for these people in that place.
So it's small enough for people to feel, I can do that.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Just something that year we can have done that, we can have built that, we can have created that. And then in the following year I might go to the same partner and say, is there a new idea that you've got in your place? In Jerusalem, in East Jerusalem on the Mount of Olives, there it's buying musical instruments. So the Princess Basma Centre wanted musical instruments to help their children learn about music. Next year it might be a different idea.
So what is an example of one of the projects you're raising money for at the moment?
Well, here in Egypt, the one in Alexandria is greenhouses. I'm going to hand over the equivalent of £1,000, where we've bought all the greenhouse equipment and the soil and the seed, and it helps young people with learning difficulties establish what it is to grow something, to make something, to create something, and then from the tomatoes and endless cucumbers that they will have, they're then going to set up a stall at the gate of this centre that's been run by the Evangelical Church, and they're going to teach them what it is to interact with the public and to sell things. So there's lots of little lessons along the way for these young people.
And you buy one decent greenhouse for £1,000?
Yeah, and the soil and the seed, and that helps them that year. And then we'll see if that's a project that works well, if we need to replace anything, or we move on to something else in the centre.
So it's kind of a microfinance project of sorts.
Yeah, and I use the kind of Micah projects as my little thing on the websites, because it's about adopting that biblical text, but in the small, in a micro way that actually affects people's lives.
And what about your own salary, your own income? How are you raising that?
That's through friends, through family, through supporters. It's just giving, really. So if anybody wants to, then I'll be very happy to receive some money towards that. Yeah.
And so the website is
www.micah6-8.org.uk. So
Micah6-8.org.uk.
You've got it. So that's where you'll find out about me, what I'm trying to do in the region, and join me. I mean, one of the hopes will be in the future is to have Micah advocates, people who travel with me, get to know the area, meet the partners, maybe themselves say, I've got a relationship now with this project, with this organisation, maybe I can bring people over as well. So it's kind of introducing people to the region, to little things that we can do. I believe if we engage in the small things right across the world, but especially in the Middle East, we can make a difference. That's what Christians need to do. It's not impossible, we've just got to do it.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Stephen.